we shifted to Kiambu. That's when we began our school life. But life was, apart from the, the challenges, when you're actually being brought up by an ailing mom, you have to there's some time you're actually forced to grow. You're actually forced to become an adult, because responsibility, because as much as I have a twin, my mom used to view me as the funny thing. Actually, my twin is actually older than me. I think by seconds or by minutes.
The first twin is Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin is the first twin. Now, being I'm the second twin, but now I had to take up the responsibility of a firstborn.
From a children's home to a digital marketer and a journalist. That is a statement that talks about my guest today. My guest today is Brian Ndungu. He has been brought up in a children's home. And we'll look back and see where he's coming from and where he is today. And then we ask ourselves, does a children's home define your future? Does it define whether you'll become a good person, a successful person, or you'll just sit there and become somebody who is always being helped by another person? I want to pick it from where Madam Florence did last week, when she was talking about a children's home and how she started that children's home called Napasta Children's Center. She started with a number of children, as she told us, and one of those that she brought up and took care of is our guest today. My viewer is our guest today. Brian Ndungu is our guest today, and I'm so happy to have him here to tell us how was his life in a children's home. And he will take us down the memory lane from where he started to where he is today, as I had said. And without further ado, I want to welcome Brian Ndungu.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Yes.
Karibu to the show.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Yeah. My name is Brian Ndungu. I'm a trained journalist and a digital marketer, and I'm very happy to be here on the Health Now show.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Na karibu tena.
Asante.
Now, Brian.
Yes.
You're here because you have a journey that you've walked.
True.
This journey must have started somewhere.
Yes.
And as I said in the introduction, I talked about you being in a children's home. Probably you can take us back, what you can remember.
Okay.
and tell us, where did it all start?
Okay.
That before you got into the children's home, what was happening, where you are, and where you came from in the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I can remember as far as around 98. I would say 98. So around 98 was the end of 98. That's when I joined Napasta Amen. So I come from a family of 3. I have a twin brother and a sister, a younger sister. So now, by the time we were joining Napasta, that was, like I said, towards the end of 1998. But I tend to count it from 99 because we started from 99 in January. Yeah. So now, joined Napasta with my twin brother. Yes. I would say how I came to join, it was, I would say, the background of it all was my mom wasn't doing so well health-wise, and she was struggling to raise us 3, as all of us are siblings. So that's when a pastor came in. I remember Mama Ango and 2 other gentlemen whom I can't remember so well. I remember Mama Ango, there's another lady and 1 more gentleman, and Baba Ango as well. They actually came to our house back in Nairobi. That's when actually they came and did some introductions. We weren't sure of what was going on, but that's when our mom told us very soon we'll have a new home.
Okay.
You know, as a child, you don't care much because you're all over the place because, you know, you're excited to have guests and visitors all around. So, but sooner, or I would say actually later, that's when I actually joined a pastor. But initially, we had joined a place called Modore at Lower Kabete. That's where we are, another section of Napasta before we actually came to join Napasta even in Kiambu now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So as far as I can remember, that's how the journey started actually. But I remember since 1999, that's when actually everything like started, because that's why we started class 1. Since 99 at Riara Primary, all the way the journey from primary through high school, through university, and now I'm actually working. So, so it's quite a journey. So, but Tunapasta, I've been at Tunapasta since 99 to 2014, 2013. Sorry. So that's a journey. That's a 14-year journey. That's what I can remember in a nutshell. That's
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were in Nairobi.
Yes.
What would you say about your life in Nairobi before you now moved to Napasta?
Okay. My life in Nairobi. Well, I used to live in an area called Madare. Madare. I remember it was area what? Area 4. I can't quite remember. But it's actually Madare. But life was so easy. Life was simple. Life was normal. There was nothing extraordinary. Or there's nothing that I would say that was out of the ordinary per se. But of course, there are some challenges because back then I think we were in pre-unit. We are off from nursery to pre-unit. Now we're actually about to join primary. So that's when we shifted to Kiambu. That's when we began our school life. But life was, apart from the challenges, when you're actually being brought up by an ailing mom, you have to there are some time you're actually forced to grow. You're actually forced to become an adult, because responsibility, because as much as I have a twin, my mom used to view me as the funny thing. Actually, my twin is actually older than me. I think by seconds or by minutes.
The first twin is Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin is the first twin. Now, being I'm the second twin, but now I had to take up the responsibility of a firstborn. Like mom would actually leave us in the house. Let's say, for example, when she's going to work and all, so we have to take care of each other because stuff like those. You have to help in the house. When it comes to actually we all had to learn to cook at a very young age. So cooking, cleaning, things like those, because after all, you have to take care of yourself, because if mom is not energetic enough, there's some things you have to step in and do. Yeah.
So just the normal chores that a child will do.
Yeah.
But now more that you are more responsible.
Yeah, you are more responsible because there's no plan B, per se.
It is this one, and we go on.
Yes.
Yes. So then you move now to Napasta.
Yes.
The children's home, where Florence is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is now the director.
Yes.
Like she told us her story that she was a house girl in the house of Bishop Thomas Mothe.
Yeah.
And now she progressed on to having a children's home. And now you are there. Please take us step by step how it was. Because even before you start, she said that there are those that excelled. There are those that did well.
Okay.
And she's proud of them. And you're one of those that she's happy about. And when I requested you to come to the show.
Yeah.
I had to talk to her and told her I'm inviting Brian to the show, and would you be okay? She said yes. Those are some of those that I feel they've done well.
Okay.
And having introduced and even saying where you are, I feel this is the right place to just take us through the journey of how you now are in this children's home. You're starting class 1 and going on.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, I'm humbled to hear that that's what she said about
Yes,
me.
she did.
Because yeah, I think it's been quite a journey, you know, knowing her, like her taking responsibility of like as a mom, you know, because probably I should mention that my mom passed on like a few years later after joining Napasa. That's 19. My mom passed. Actually, this year marks 20 years. In April, marked 20 years since my mom passed on. That was in 2 or 3 April. So that's like, I would say that's 4 years after I joined Napasta. So Florence had to be like our mom, you know. There's no other mom that I knew that I would actually, after joining that, she was the only mom that I knew.
Yeah.
And Baba Ango being our dad there. Yeah, the journey was quite okay because of course it's challenging from the word go, because now you're used to being in a household of 3. Total, 4 total.
Yes.
And now you're actually in a home whereby you're, because when you are starting out, when I joined a pastor, you are around like 16. But you know, 16 plus now Mama Ango, Baba Ango, and other stuff. You know, it's actually a group. But now you see, it's not like a normal setting whereby you have to go to a class, then in the evening you have to go back home. Like, this is your life now. You have to live here. You have to eat here.
You have to
play
live with the strangers.
Strangers, yeah. This is actually stranger because you don't know anyone.
Yeah.
And actually now you have to be, quote unquote, forced to know each and everyone, because now these are the people that you're going to live with. So you have to know each other. Everyone has a different background. So you have to come and learn about each other slow by slow.
Yeah.
Of course, it's challenging, but now I would say the advantage, or actually being a child, actually you learn quick, you know, and you adapt very quickly. So it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was hard for me, but probably the hard part was, you know, you seeing your parent, you know, you're going from seeing your parent on a regular or a day-to-day basis to now going to seeing your parent on holidays, or when maybe she comes and visits, to now not going to see your parent anymore, you know. So that transition is actually, the transition is actually what was hard now, as compared to like being in a children's home, you know. But sometimes I actually come to tell people, like, I don't know how it will come out, but I tell people, like, if you are all to lose our parents, God forbid, you know, it's actually different when you lose a parent as a young child compared to as an adult. I feel like how you take it as an adult is actually harder than how you take it as a child. You know, as a child,
Really?
Yes, that's what I believe, because I feel like once you grow, you know, the pain comes. Okay, the pain will never go away, of course, but how you adapt to that pain, you know, as a child, because I feel like the more you grow, there are some aspects like they kind of fade away of your, you know, of those memories and all, as compared to these adults knows their parent their whole life. Let's assume the adult is actually 18. So you know your mom for 18 years.
Yes.
As compared to this person that has known their parents even before they became a teenager. Yeah, like they lost their parents even they became a teenager. By the time they are hitting 18, I would say like that growth, or that the gap, you know, the pain that you've already enjoyed, that pain.
Yeah.
As compared to this one that, you know, you used to be having your parent all your life, now you don't have your parent. But now you see when you lose when you're as a kid. I don't know. That's how I think about it.
No, that's okay. As a psychologist, I'm looking at it and I'm saying that kind of a child is easier to deal with the pain, deals with the pain, navigates through the grief, and probably faster than probably an adult.
Yes,
we don't know, because this is just, okay, it is now you, because you have been there. But now an adult will also say something different. And I can actually attest to that.
Okay.
Because when my brother died, 1996, I actually went very low, very, very low. I was so affected. Not necessarily a parent, but I was taking him as a parent, because he's somebody who took care of me, took me to school, educated me, even postponed getting married so that I could go through school. So when he died, a part of me just left. And I remember there was a time I was sharing that in a group where we were doing a support group, and I was sharing now my own disclosure about the pain, and it was 23 years after that, and I broke down.
Yeah.
Because it took me back. So what you're saying, I can kind of
Relate.
relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So now the journey now is actually trying to learn these people. But you have your brother here. Let me take you back to the story whereby my mom now actually, funny thing, before my mom came to pass, she had actually given me those responsibility and told me like, one of the things that she actually told me was, brother yako asiwaiguzwa ukiwa hapo.
Oh.
You understand? Like, you have to be the protector.
Yes.
But now you understand. Now you're forgetting. My brother is actually my twin brother.
Yes.
So I'm protecting my own age mate.
Yes.
But now you see, this is a child protecting a child against who? Against the world. So now that was a huge responsibility bestowed upon me. But
yeah.
But like actually we discussed with Florence, I feel like my mom used to see something like she used to see like a leader probably. And I'm not saying like my brother is not a leader. He's actually a leader. Everyone, we all have our different capabilities.
Yes. Yes.
But now you understand. Now you're in a home setting whereby these are other 15, I would say actually 14 other kids back then before you actually multiplied. 14 other kids. Now you have to look out for your brother. Against those 14, I'm calling it 14 just in case of, I'm saying against, in case actually there's an altercation between him and someone else.
Yes.
Then let's go back to now. Now we are going to school.
Yes.
How many people are you protecting him against? In a school setting now?
Very many.
Because you're talking from class 1 to class 8.
Very many.
And funny thing, I don't know where this mentality came from, whereby teachers have to separate twins. You understand? So when we were in class 1, they actually were against us going into the same class. But what's funny is that we ended up in the same class in class 8. We actually went to the same primary school and to the same secondary school.
Oh.
But still in the same high school, they were against that. Twins cannot go into the same class.
And why now?
And I wonder. So I don't know. They think probably I don't understand. I don't know the mentality behind it. But now going back to the story about protecting your
brother,
my brother now.
Yes.
So now you're going from protecting against 14 to against like 800 people.
Yes.
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 So it's such a huge responsibility.
It must have been.
Yes.
As a child, you're looking at it now. This is very huge.
Yes.
Yes.
But we navigated. God is gracious. We navigated through it. And actually, like I said, it forced us to become, to grow up. I would say like grow up. Things like probably that would have taken years for you to learn and adapt. It took a shorter period because circumstances forced them. You know? Yeah.
I'm curious. Now you have a responsibility over your brother, your twin brother. Against all these numbers, did you manage?
I think we came out okay. My brother as well, so
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm imagining you are running, checking on him, how he is. Did he put on his socks well?
Yeah, that was the case because you have to. Because actually, I remember there was a day that my mother came to visit us at the home. I think it was like a weekend, Saturday.
Yes.
And boys will always be boys. So you're actually playing football. You're either playing football or either playing with water. So either muddy or either dirty, dusty, So and my mom was so angry because my brother was actually worse than me.
You have neglected.
Yeah, you've neglected. Why is he that? Why is he dirty?
You neglected the responsibility I gave you.
Yes, so now you see. So after then, so you have to be more careful. Like, hey, Bono Jaoga, why are you not like this? So as you take care of him, you're also taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was more, from the day to day. Yeah. So now in primary, everything went well. Like I said, we all ended up in the same class. What's weird is that I think we all became prefects somehow.
The leaders.
Yeah, and actually my brother, the day that we'll host him, I think you'll actually ask him. He actually holds a record. Remember back in the day, we used to do out of 700 marks in case in the curriculum.
Yes.
There's a time that he's actually scored 700 of 700. He was the number one student in
I'll look for
Kiambu.
him.
Yeah, he was the number one student in Kiambu. And you know what he got as a reward for that from the school? A couple of sweets and I think a rubber and a ruler. Imagine, you're the number one student in the entire district, Kiambu district.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, you know.
Where?
So the reward system back then. So, yeah. So when he's number one, don't forget, when he's actually scoring 700, I was there around like, maybe I had scored around like 650 or 670. But you see, for me back then, it looked like failure.
Yes.
Because you see, this is a person.
But you're bright kids. You're bright kids.
Thank God.
Yes, you are.
But you see, when you're competing with someone who's number one in Kiambu
But
district.
this is your brother.
Yeah, this is your, okay, you're actually happy for him.
Yes.
But you know, okay, that's you have kids and you see the level of competitiveness
Yes,
when
of
it
course,
comes to
of
the
course.
sibling,
Yes.
that sibling rivalry. You know,
Yes,
umekuwa
yes.
number one this time, next time utakipata. So now you see. So at Napasta, I'm glad about Napasta because as much as they used to put much focus on education, they actually encouraged to do other things. Because I would find myself, we are both footballers. If you are not watching it, you are playing it.
Okay.
But when you are kids, there are grounds, you know, there was the freedom to go and play outside in competitions, you know. I was in the drama club, you know, both in high school and primary school. Used to travel all over Kenya because of the and this is something that you actually you're not aware that this is actually part of your talents, you know. But now you're finding yourself in the same, like the things that the hobbies and the things that you're loving. That's the same thing with your brother. So unakuta most of the time, like you are together, like if there is a school trip, you know. Also now you see how teachers actually used to behave. If they see like you're bright kids and let's say for example there's a drama, something coming up, let's say for example drama or something to represent the school, they'll have to make sure that 2 of you are there. You know, because they feel like this one will do better. We can't do well without the brother support or something.
Yeah, some kind of emotional support.
Yeah,
of some kind.
Yeah, so we used to find ourselves traveling. You know, they used to be called function. Those functionals. So yeah, we are traveling. If you're not playing football, actually in the same team. You know, things like those. So we used to find ourselves like together all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Now this life, you're used to. There's a routine, more a change of routine from the family to this now the institution. So how was the routine?
The routine, okay, the routine is more of a school-like routine because you know at a home, of course, there has to be like the foundation, of course. When you talk about the Christianity foundation, which the religious foundation, which is actually very strong, actually shaped us to whom I am right now. And now the school setting, because apart from it being a home, it's actually that's where you're learning. Yes, you know, that's where you're going to church. That's where you're learning all this stuff. So yeah, you see, like okay, I can't remember pretty much because when I joined, you see, when you do the math, I was very little. But now you see the routine that you're used to is go to school, come back home, probably go on Sundays out to church. But I don't think much changed actually because the same routine used to apply at Napasta. But now Napasta, being in a children's home is more of like being in a boarding school.
Oh, okay.
Because actually another thing that actually my life that I'm so grateful for Napasta, and you can actually ask anyone who actually has been in a home children's home setting, is the fact that you're actually able to adapt when you go to a high school or to a boarding school. Because most of us, if you actually, we used to go and ask literally everyone, when you went to school, like the first week, what was the most common question that you used to get from your peers? The question was, kwani ulikuwa boarding school? And now you wonder why. Because they are seeing how organized you are, you know, how you go about your business, you know, how you organize your time, stuff like those. You're not scared of anyone. Because at Napasta, you have older people, you know. Yes. At school, you have Form 4. You are a Form 1, but you have Form 4. But they'll find you interacting with these Form 4s. You know, because
at home, where now you are, the Napasta, you are interacting with them. You have them, their family.
Their family. So making friends actually easy. You know, one of the advantages of being is your social life actually improve. Because you know, if you're you know if I'm not good on this let's say for example this level, I know someone who will actually elevate me to this level. You know how to ask for help. You know how to take care of your stuff. You know, let's say probably as a form 1 unakuta form 1 anatembea na socks wet socks amezifungia kwa shingo ndo zisibiwe. But you know you're used to this as in history you know how to hide your things well, you know, because you know it's a competition. It's a man, it's man.
So you already prepared. You're
already there mentally. You're there. It's just that it's a new environment. But the same tactics. You're applying the same tactics. You know. So unajua kama ni
so you're even better prepared than those that are coming.
Actually, way better. Because if you're coming from now home, and you're going to a boarding school, and in primary you aren't in a boarding school. Now you see you have to start from zero. For me, I don't have to start from zero. The only place I'm starting from zero is the social level. But at least I have a brother who I know. And you know, and for us, we went to Ituro High School in Gatondo, and we had someone like Junior. So you know, so now actually Junior, your nephew Junior, and you see Junior. Allow me to say that Junior was actually in a boarding school. Junior in primary school.
He was.
So Junior would say, allow me to say, like, he was lucky to have us by his side because we would actually teach him these survival tactics.
Support.
This support, you used to offer him support. But you see, if you're going to a school, and already 3 of you who know each other. You see, life becomes even easier. So you're coming from an easier place into a new environment. And everything natural. You know, the flow is so natural.
Then take us through the academic life.
No, the academic
life,
Okay. So, like I said, in primary school, Riara Primary School in Kiambu still. I remember when we used to introduce ourselves, like when in Form 1, every teacher used to come and say, kila mtu asimame nasema ile shule alikuwa nini. My name is Brandon, former school is Riara Primary. So kila mtu, you know, everyone is actually, at the back of their heads actually thinking it's Riara group of schools. Now you see, you have to go with that flow. You have to go with it. So everyone believes you come from Riara group of schools. And because imagine now you're trying to like try to explain. No, sio hiyo, but Riara Primary iko Kiambu. Ukifika Kiambu chukua matatu. That's too much work. So you have to go with whatever they believe in. No one will come and do a background check on you.
So they start now seeing you where you are.
So akikuweka hapo wewe unakaa tu hapo. Unaenda na flow.
Akijua ni wapi, it's okay.
Shida yake. If you're not from Kiambu, it's your problem.
It's okay.
So Riara Primary School. When Journey was okay. Actually, it was very good. I remember our class is actually the best performing school, the best performing class in terms of the mean grade. And now we went to Ituro High School. At Ituro, I would say I know I was a bright student, but back in high school, I think the peer pressure ile ya form 2, you know, ile mshatoka mono najisikia nini. I think ili play a part in me dropping in my performances. But like even if you ask Mama Angu, I remember when the KCC results came in, I was so worried that I wouldn't get the grade that I thought I would get. But then I remember going to Mama Wangu very happy. Nimepata X and X, whatever. So we were going through my, let's say for example, maths, English, so me, I'm excited. Then she's looking at me like, but you know, you could have done better. You know? So I want to call like a guilty kalakuma because I know myself. I know I could have done better, but somewhere along the way.
All the way, I still perform. I
still perform, but now you see, with the love of a mother, and she knows me better, and she knows my performances. Because Form 1, of course, even if it was introduction to biology, introduction to what, back into Form 2 and all, I was an A student, you know. So like ikifika mahali na unaanza ku drop performances, you see, ana feel kidogo mejiangusha. But either way, I remember I used to tell her, even if I would actually in high school, even if I could have scored like an A, I would still have pursued journalism. Because, you know, back in, I remember there's a time that we had guests at a pastor. We used to have like guests, people coming to see us, like mentors, people like you remember back in the day.
Yeah.
So like everyone was like, introduce
I'm
yourself.
So proud of myself.
Yeah, because you've seen my journey actually.
Yes,
isn't
I
it?
have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
So I remember those sessions and all.
Yeah.
So I remember people used to ask us, okay, introduce yourself if you can. Let us know what you want to pursue in, you know. And I remember one day I was a journalist, and that was it. Because I knew I want to be in media, I want to be in front of camera, I want to do things, anything related to media.
Yeah.
And even again, and I pursued it. I pursued it. So and I'm like, even if I could have scored an A, ningefanya tu hiyo. So my grade was enough for me to pursue journalism.
Yes.
But I know. So I was telling her, usijali, bado itanifikisha kwenye whatever I was looking forward to doing in campus. Yeah. So after high school, then I joined Multimedia University in Rongai, did mass communication, and I majored in TV production. But what's weird is that I've never done anything to do with TV production.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, but maybe probably appearing in a few interviews here and there, BBC, stuff like those, some TV shows, stuff like those. But I wanted to be a sports journalist because I'm into sports and all. But you know, in this Nairobi, unatafuta kenye nakulipia bill first before you follow your passion.
Passion inakuja tu, talent inakuja tu hapo.
Yes.
Lakini at least you have food on the table.
Of course. Now I used to hate print
media.
Yeah, print media. Because I didn't like writing, you know. But sasa now, umekuja and umepatana na your mentor. My mentor ended up hiring me. My mentor is Carol Radul.
Okay.
I don't know whether she'll ever watch this video, but I used to interact with her. Carol Radul is actually a very big sports personality.
Yes.
You know,
I've
and media
heard
personality.
Not personally, of course.
Yeah.
But you see, we feel like we know somebody.
Yes.
Because we've had him, we have had her, we've had him. Yvette is a man.
Yeah.
We've had them even on radio.
Yeah.
We've seen them but you feel like you own them, you know them.
Yes,
but
true.
you don't.
Yeah, true. So you see, for Karadula, I used to interact with her on Twitter, like after when I was in campus. So we had already created that kind of relationship.
Yes.
That online relationship. Now you see. So I remember one day, after I finished my course, I remember I used to look for like any kind of work. But now in my head I was like, either I can be a cameraman. I used to look at this journey as I need to start somewhere before I go to, you know, before I go in front of the camera, you know. But then I was like, back then she used to work at Super Sport, so I would be like bombarded with tweets, like DMs, like please, even if it's an internship at Super Sport, I don't mind. Now she used to keep in touch, but she was so honest, like, hey, kuna kazi now, but you keep trying. If you see anything, just apply, blah blah blah, to come out. So I remember one day I was interning at Mdundo, Mdundo.com. Mdundo is a music streaming platform, just like Spotify. So now, one day, I don't know what happened. I joined LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn was actually pretty new back in 2014. What was weird is that I applied like a Monday evening around 4, then I went home. So with LinkedIn, it's just like any other social media, whereby it shows you, like, it recommends other people that you might actually know. I think it's based on your contact or your email address, people that you've actually interacted with. So the next day, I'm going back to my internship. Then I remember, Jana, I opened a LinkedIn account. Let me go and check it out. The first person I'm seeing, Karadul. Hi, would you be willing to work as we are actually starting some news channel? Would you be interested? If so, please send your CV here. And I sent. That's a Tuesday now. Wednesday, I receive was it an email or a call? Hi, you invited for an interview at Radio Africa tomorrow. I want you to follow this because it's something that happened between Monday and Friday. Wow. So Monday something happened, Tuesday something. So on Wednesday, I'm invited for an interview. Then I think on Thursday is when the interview happened. On Friday, I'm being called. The interview went perfectly, and I was hired.
Wow.
that's one of those stories that I actually find. So I like telling people that actually God has a very good sense of humor.
It's true.
You know, because Monday you're actually joining this LinkedIn.
Yes.
Tuesday you're receiving a DM telling you to apply if you're interested. Wednesday you're being called for an interview. As you go for an interview, Friday you're actually signing the contract. You know,
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yes.
So that's back in 2014. 2014, I worked at Radio Africa. So at Radio Africa, I was joining as a writer. So the likes of Mpasho, the likes of Kiss, Classic, Radio Jambo, you know. So I was fortunate enough that I'm a multilingual content creator. I can write in Swahili and in English. So I used to shuffle in between the Radio Jambo website and to the other English channels.
Okay.
I've written on, I have articles on newspaper. I've written on the Star website. So I'm humble to say, like, I've lived the dream of a print, of someone who didn't like print.
And somebody who,
yeah,
coming from a children's home. I don't want us to lose that.
Yes.
Because that is very important.
Yes.
Okay.
So now,
at Radio Africa.
Yeah, at Radio Africa. Yeah, the journey was smooth. Now you see it like I'm under the wings of Carol Adul.
Yeah.
She's the mentor now. You're going from someone who you used to look up to, like on TV or actually hearing on radio, and now this is actually your boss, your immediate boss. You know, now you don't have to you don't want to let her down. You don't want to let yourself down.
Yes.
And mind you, I'm not into writing. I'm not into print media.
Yes.
So now you have to like work hard, read more, you know, learn how to write, research, do stuff like those, because you don't want to let her down. And you actually promised her that you can do this job, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
At that time, umekaa nje after, I actually stayed out like for like a year after graduating. Funny thing, actually, I graduated like 2 weeks after I was hired.
Okay.
So now, you see, you don't want to go back to, you know, to looking for jobs or doing internships and stuff like those, you know. So yeah, Radio Africa was a good journey, an 8-year journey. I actually left Radio Africa last year. It's almost a year because I left in July.
2022.
Yeah, July 2022. Yeah, and that's when, because I felt that Radio Africa I had already done like literally everything I could have done. But now you see, as a human being, you have things that drive you. You have passion, you have goals. But now when I felt like I need to do something more, I need to grow, I need to spread my wings more further, you know. I need to expand my portfolio. I don't want my CV to read like you know, a writer from Passion, Kiss and Classic for 8 years. Even if I've done other things, photography, videography, you know, stuff like those. So I decided, since I have a passion for digital, so like on social media and all, I decided like, how about I try my foot in digital marketing. In fact, I actually quit my job. Yeah. So like I got to a point that I felt like I'm not growing, you know.
Okay.
So many other aspects of growth there. Like I was looking for other aspects of growth there, but I felt like my journey, my story at Radio Africa is actually, I felt like it was done at that moment. You know, I wasn't motivated enough. I wasn't inspired enough. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you're not feeling like there's something new that I'll do today that I haven't done for those 8 years. So I wanted to like, I actually took an act of faith. And I prayed about it, actually fasted about it. I tell people that actually that part, people are actually shocked. Ukangi mtu wa church, ukangi sijui. And I'm like, watu wa church kwa wanakaa aje? Ati ukangi kusema vitu kama fasting, vitu kama. I'm like, there's more to what you see than to what you see.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
Faith is inside here.
True.
But it will be manifest when whatever you have believed in and you are working on comes out.
True.
Yes.
So I had to fast.
So you fasted.
Yeah, I fasted and prayed because I needed that conviction, like quitting this job. Stucky, like 1 month, 2 months later down the line, I regret like, you know, making that decision.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, we are coming from COVID. We haven't yet recovered. So kuna jobs bado zimefungwa, you know, like there are not so many job opportunities back then. It's an election period.
Yes.
You know, it's actually a campaign period. It's not even an election period.